Hey guys, what's going on? I want to take a look at Bitcoin Cash. It's been a while since I looked at this chart. Ticker for this is BCH, and I'm currently on the weekly time frame. So this one's actually further along than a lot of the other coins that I've been showing lately because it has broken out of its long-term downtrend. So this upper resistance line here was broken at the start of the month, so in January. Since then, we broke out, came back to retest the lows here, and then we had an impulsive move to the upside. Actually, before I get into the details, a couple things I forgot to mention. If you're not subscribed and you want to get notified when I release these videos, I'm doing about 2 or 3 videos every single day. Just click subscribe, click the bell, and then click on all. If you don't do that and you leave the channel, you might have a hard time finding it again just because this is pretty new and there's only around 1,000 subscribers. And because of that, I'm not really prioritizing the search algorithm. Also, if you're looking for an exchange to trade Bitcoin Cash and pretty much all of the assets that I discuss on the channel, I put a link to the one that I'm using in both the pinned comment and the description. And depending on your location, you may need a VPN to access it. So I also put a link to a promotion on the VPN. All right, so back to the chart. As I mentioned, we broke out of a long-term downtrend and we retested the lows and we had an impulsive move to the upside. Now, at the time when this was going on, it actually looked very good. So I remember doing a video when I said, look, we're potentially forming a bull flag here, which is a continuation pattern. And I marked out right here as a potential target. So this level here has all sorts of confluence. So you see it is the previous support level. And then when we broke it, it came down and it was the resistance level right here, this horizontal line. And this horizontal line, right? Actually, if you're going to trade Bitcoin Cash, I recommend that you draw this line on your chart. So here, just paste it, take the horizontal line tool and just paste it right below this candle body, okay? These two candle bodies, this level is quite a significant level on the chart. But anyway, I thought the price was going to break out of this continuation pattern and come to this level, which again is the horizontal resistance line. But also if I take a Fibonacci and I run it from the top here down to the bottom, you'll see that it lines up pretty much perfectly with this 50% retracement. Now this still to me is a major target, but obviously we've had a little bit of a setback with the crash in Bitcoin that brought pretty much the entire market down along with it. So I'm going to zoom in here, and as you can see, so I marked out these potential retracement levels in the event that this broke to the downside. So the way I got that, I took a Fibonacci tool, and this time I ran it from the swing low up to the swing high. So just click and drag up to the top here. In this first level that I would normally look to as a potential support level, we broke below it. All right, we actually didn't get much support on it on the way down, but right now this level is the current resistance. So here I'll zoom in here and see if you can see. So you see the price, the bulls pushed the price up above this level, but by the time this weekly candle closed, the bears came in, pushed it all the way back down, and the candle body closed below. Right, the candle body closed below this 38.2 fib. Okay. So the next target down is going to be right around here at this 50. Now what I like to do oftentimes when I'm looking for a potential retracement level is I look for confluence. So right here you say, okay, this is the 50% retracement, common turnaround point, but you say, do we have any confluence in the price action? So I look to the left and then I see, we kind of do actually. So if I take a horizontal line here and I just mark it right at the 50, boom. Okay, so you see, now let's zoom out here. So look at this. It was support here. It was support right here. Okay, see the candle bodies closed below it. Sorry, the candle bodies closed above it. And then once again, the bulls were trying to defend this level as a support as well. So we do have confluence at this 50% level. Now, if this 50% breaks, we have confluence around this golden pocket range, and that's the 618 and the 65%. But here, what I'll do is I'll take the same horizontal line and I'll just mark it from the lower end of this range. And you see this 65 lines up with this previous resistance level, and it was resistance all along here, right? Okay, so at both of these levels, we have confluence. So you need to ask yourself, if the price does come down, if Bitcoin crashes further and drags the market further down, do you want to take a swing at these levels, right? Because what these levels will do, they'll offer you a chance to get in. Say, for example, you want to enter a long position. You can get in and have a pretty good risk-reward ratio. So what you would do, or what I would do, not financial advice, enter a long once you see maybe a doji and like a bullish candle following it, and you could place your stop loss just below, right, just below the 50. And then I would personally target this upper range here, the 382, right? So where we are right now in this current phase of the market, it's very choppy. So when I'm looking for trade entries, Normally, I'm just trying to take my profits at the first level of resistance or support, depending if I'm taking a long or a short position, right? I'm not going to enter here and just hold it and hope for a 10x because I just don't have the patience for that. It'll probably come up, come back down. It's just chop right now. So I'm getting in, good risk reward ratio, and I'm getting out with a very conservative target. And I'm trying to secure profits that way and then funnel that into my long-term portfolio to sell maybe late 2024, mid 2025. Okay, and the levels that I just mentioned in terms of price, so this 50%, I have it around $172, and this 618 starts at 148, and it goes down to about 142. So consider this to be a range, okay? Now I've already showed you this rejection candle here on a weekly time frame, but I'm going to change the time frame now, and I'm going to take a look at the daily and then some of the lower term time frames, and let's see what's going on with the current price action, okay? So here we're on the daily, and you see we did have an impulsive move to the upside, but again, the sellers came in, sold it back off, and this cluster here closed as the candle that I just showed you on a weekly time frame, and this just looks like a wick, right? Now, let's take it down to the 4 hour. And on the 4 hour, this is interesting. So we had the impulsive move, the retracement, but now you see this level here, once we broke below it, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candle bodies close below this 382 retracement level. So now this 382 retracement is actually acting as the resistance, okay? So seeing this, seeing how these candles are forming and see how the buyers and sellers are respecting this level, like the sellers are trying to push the price below this level, we know that if we're able to close a candle body above this level on a 4 hour time frame, that's a sign of strength because the price failed to do so in these 5 periods right here, these 5 4-hour periods. Okay, so now let's take it down to the 1 hour and see what we can see. Okay, so on the 1 hour, we see the candle bodies closing above it, right? So what I would look to as confirmation for a sign of strength is a candle close above this 382 retracement level on the 4 hour time frame, and that would be my cue to potentially take a long position and then use this 382 as a backstop so I can have a tight stop loss, right? And my target on this is going to be quite conservative. I would probably just target right up here. So theoretically, let's just say I took that trade and I'm able to get in a position right here, a long position, place my stop loss just below this current level of resistance. And let's say if I targeted just the kind of the peak of these two candle bodies right here, this particular setup would give me a risk reward ratio of 1 to 4.53. Okay, that's pretty good. That meets my criteria. I would only risk 0.85%, so not even 1%, to potentially get almost 4% to the upside. So that's something I would consider taking to the long side. Or alternatively, if the price comes up here and I see signs of weakness, maybe I see a bearish divergence or I see like a multiple rejection wicks coming down here, perhaps I enter a short, and on a short I would target down here. So I'm going to look to how the price interacts with this 382, and then I'm going to perhaps place trades based on that, right? Based on signs of strength or weakness relative to this line. Now, of course, if the price breaks down and comes all the way down here, well, again, I showed you, then we have the 50% retracement level, which has already held the price here, right? The price came down and we had a lot of buyers step in, and this just ended up as a long wick. So we know there are buyers that are likely to step in around this range, this 50% retracement region. And then, of course, if the price does come down here to the 50, I can use this line then as a kind of a backstop for a potential long position, right? So I would enter theoretically, and I would place my stop loss just below, and then in that case, I would target all the way up here at the current range we're at right now. And that price is $172, as I already mentioned. Again, if we break below the 50 and I see weakness up here, that's cue to perhaps enter a short position, place a stop loss above, and then target this lower region, this 618. At which point, when the price comes down here, maybe look to enter a long, place a stop loss below, and target this upper region. Okay, so I'm just going to use these Fibonacci retracement regions that coincidentally line up with the price action if I look to the left as my cue to enter either a long or a short position. Now, if Bitcoin all of a sudden turns bullish and then the rest of the market follows, then as I mentioned, the targets to the upside on Bitcoin Cash are going to be right here. This 50% retracement when I move it from the swing high to the swing low, right? Right here is going to be $374 roughly. All right, so that's going to be a pretty nice move. And then the target beyond that is going to be this range right up here, over $500, right? But if that's the case, I'm obviously going to make new update videos on Bitcoin Cash to kind of reassess the situation, and then I'll give you more precise targets. Anyway, guys, hopefully you found that helpful. Once again, if you're not subscribed and you want to get notified when I release these videos, click subscribe, click the bell, click on all. If you don't do that, you might have a hard time finding the channel again in the future. And if you want an exchange to trade, I put the link that I'm currently using in the pinned comment in the description. And if you need a VPN to access it, then I also put a link to a VPN in the pinned comment in the description as well. All right, guys, have a good evening. Take care. Bye.